Guess what? It's giving me OG vibes. If any of you guys watched the OG Luke Spurgeon before I deleted all my videos, this is exactly what it was like. It was summertime. It was beautiful. We're getting a tan in nature while talking to you boys. It's really, really nice. So I'm going to be speaking to you today about complimenting girls in particular, or just complimenting people, getting yourself out your comfort zone when it comes to you socializing and being the kind of man that can talk to anybody, right, without anxiety, without fear, and kind of you can just be that socialite, that guy that lights up the room. You know, I walk into a room now, and I'm not saying this to boast, but I walk into a room now, people look instantly, and when they look, I'll make their eye contact and I'll say hello. And it's so, when you start to push your boundaries like this, you'll realize how easy it actually is to be social and to have friends and to have women in your life and to just be that kind of guy that everybody knows without any anxiety at all. I know a lot of you guys are socially anxious, myself included. You know, I used to be very, very socially anxious. And, you know, I used to be the kind of guy that I would go into college and I'd have to go into the toilets first before I went into my class to just take some deep breaths to calm myself down. I used to sweat, like nerve sweat, right? Before I used to go into social situations in college or in school or in the gym. I used to literally take a moment to breathe, to take a deep breath. Like, how fucking, that's fucked, isn't it? Why are we like this as human beings nowadays? Well, social media and stuff, obviously, I've made videos on that, but it's I don't want you to be like that. I don't want you to have to go through that same thing of like, before I go to the gym, I've got to take some deep breaths to make sure I'm ready to be social. Like, it's just embarrassing, do you know what I mean? You don't want to go through that whole process. It's not nice. So there was this one time, and I'm going to talk to you about the little tactics that you can use to get into this social flow and to just be that kind of guy that just lights up a room of charisma, right? Every time he walks in there, he's got good body language, he's confident in himself, he doesn't stutter, he doesn't feel anxious when he's in situations, he's not sweating because he's nervous. You can completely master all of this, and it's all about exposure. And there's a second thing I want to talk to you about in a minute, which is a nice little handy mindset, so stay tuned. There was a time I was in work at a part-time job that I used to work at last year before I quit my jobs, because I had a lot of different jobs that I kind of rotated between. But there was this particular job that I worked at for quite a while, right? It was 12-hour shifts every time I did it, so it was a long, long day. And it was like a zip line attraction park. I used to work at a fake jungle. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the TV show I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. So it was based on that. So we had a lot of different challenges, obstacle courses, zip line, leap of faith, that kind of stuff, right? And I was just the operator there. I attached people on, sent them down a zip line. It was a very physically demanding job. You know, there was a lot of pulling heavy ropes back and all that kind of stuff. It was fun. I fucking loved it. It was such a good job. But yeah, like I said, 12-hour shifts. It was very long, physically demanding shifts, and it would get quite dull sometimes. It would get kind of, you know, once you get used to something and you kind of get on autopilot, you don't really think about it anymore. It's not really a challenge. It gets quite boring because it's like, I'm just doing the same thing. I don't even have to think about this anymore. It's like, I'm just so used to it. Once you kind of master something like that, it gets very boring, for me personally anyway. So what would happen was, I try and make it more exciting for myself by focusing on my weaknesses and challenging myself on that shift. So I'd have 12 hours. I'd set myself a target, for example, of like, all right, today I've got to compliment 3 different girls, or I've got to, you know, hold a conversation with 3 different people. Because again, back then my social skills weren't as good as they are now, and these things were quite challenging for me. These things would make me feel anxiety, make me feel a bit of fear, right? Oh God, I've got to compliment a girl. Like today, this is so easy for me. I can't stress it enough. I feel nothing. It's so fucking easy. I do it all the time, just naturally. And I'm going to talk about that mindset in a minute, right? But back then it was very, very difficult for me to do that. So I'd start to just challenge that weakness. I'd start to push those boundaries and expose myself to that fear of that weakness. That's how you grow from something. And I understood this even back then. So this was around the time when I first started my YouTube channel as well. So I'd be on the shift and, you know, time would be going down. Rather than counting down the time and checking my watch all the time, be like, oh, I've only got this, I've got like fucking 6 hours to go. I was actually wanting more time, because I was like, right, I've got to find people to compliment. I've got to, you know, maybe ask for a girl's number, whatever challenge I set for myself that day. And I promise you right now, this part-time job skyrocketed my social skills, especially with these challenges that I set for myself. I was sitting there, I was talking to countless girls every single day, flirting with them. Girls would ask for my number, like 2 girls in one shift one day asked for my number at the end of it. Like, it started to get really, really exciting and really fun, right? And this is when my social skills started to gradually improve, especially after I deleted social media in this time period. So let me get back to the original point, right? I set myself a target of complimenting some girls. Like, oh, nice eyes, or whatever, right? Or just something like that. I really like your energy. Like, you got really good energy. You seem like you're fun to be around. I like that. Have a good day. Yeah, it's nice to whatever. I'd stutter and I'd kind of fuck up my words back then because I was awkward and I didn't really know what to say. I wasn't used to it. Now, because I'm so present in the moment and I'm just enjoying it and I'm used to it, everything just flows. And girls all the time will say to me, you've just got a way with words. You know, how do you always know what to say in the right situation? Like, you always just know what to say. And now my flirting skills are just, bro, I can teach you guys elite level flirting game one day. Maybe in the coaching down below in the description. But point being, I was very awkward. I used to stutter. I used to just like, you know, spaz out. Wouldn't really know what to say after that. I kind of, like, the fear was always an obstacle. I'd be here, I'd know what I wanted to do, which was compliment the girl, and just as I was about to say something and open my mouth, it's like the fear would stop me. It's like an obstacle, it's like a wall. The fear would stop me, and I couldn't open my mouth. It's like my mouth was glued shut. I just couldn't say it, and then the girl would be going down the zip line slowly. I'm like, oh shit, I missed my opportunity. Got to do it again now. Great. And I wanted it to be a genuine, sincere compliment. I didn't want it to just be some throwaway bullshit, like, oh, nice hair, if I didn't really think she had nice hair. I wanted it to be a real compliment, so that took a lot of time to find somebody that I thought, oh, you know what, nice eyes, or I actually genuinely do think you're pretty, whatever. So I started to do this, and there was this one time I was on an activity which was kind of like an obstacle course in the air. So they kind of like walk in the air. They'd be attached to a rope on some infrastructure, and they'd walk across, they'd hold the rope, and they'd walk across. There's kind of like these stepping stones in midair, so it was quite high up, and you know, people are scared of heights, whatever. There was this one like older lady, I'd say in her 30s or something. She was actually she was fit, mate, MILF material, right? And just before she left, the whole time I was talking to her, just chatting shit, basically, like just normal small talk. Oh yeah, it's nice, this place. Yeah, it's been running for this long. Oh yeah, nice weather. It's sad to be stuck in here all day. You know, just bullshit small talk. And in my back of my mind the whole time, I was like, compliment, compliment, compliment. She's fucking fit. Compliment, compliment. Just say something. Nice eyes, whatever, right? I'm telling myself that, and I found my heart started to beat, and I was like, shit, she's gonna go in a minute. Like, I've got to fucking man up and do this. Took a deep breath, and talking about it now makes me cringe, because this is so normal for me now. Like, and when you speak about it from this outside perspective, you think to yourself, why are you so fucking anxious to just open your mouth and say nice eyes or whatever? Why is that so anxiety inducing? But I think a lot of you guys can relate to this, and it is because of social media. It's because you're not used to it. If you complimented 4 girls every single day, naturally complimenting girls would just become normal to you. It's like riding a bike, right? It's nothing. But it's just simply because you're not exposed to it, because your childhood was spent indoors playing video games or on the internet, that you just become socially weird. So I was one of those guys. Now, if that doesn't inspire you, I don't know what does. If literally me just opening my mouth and saying, oh, you got really nice eyes, by the way, if that would absolutely paralyze me with fear, and I was that guy, and now I'm the guy that you see in front of you leading thousands of young men, and you've heard the stories about, you know, the man I am today. You can probably clearly tell I'm very confident. I can articulate myself in a confident way, just by the way I am on camera. That's not even in a conversation or nothing, right? I'm just talking to myself, basically. But if I can go from that guy to the guy I am today, that should fucking inspire you that you can do the same. Anyway, back to the point, right? She was about to go, like, open the little gate and go into the obstacle course. And just before she left, I was like, oh, you got really pretty eyes, by the way. And she's like, oh, thank you, that's lovely. And I was like, yeah, no worries, have a nice day, yeah. Bam. And then she just got off. And that was like, okay, I passed the barrier. I passed that fear obstacle that I was talking about before. I passed it. Now I feel proud of myself. And you must understand that regardless of the outcome, even if she kind of responded in a creeped out way, which never happens, by the way, if you do it in a proper way. If you're not a weirdo and you're like, you've got really pretty eyes, by the way. Like, I see guys doing that. They are genuine and they don't think that's creepy. I'll ask them, like, bro, do you not think that's weird what you just did there? They're like, no, just complimenting. You've got really pretty eyes, by the way. That's fucking scary. That would scare me, and I'm a fully grown man, let alone a female, right? So as long as you're doing it in a normal way and you're not a creep, then you'll be fine. 9 times out of 10, they'll react in a very positive way. They can't really react in a negative way to that. Like, yeah, you got nice eyes. Fuck off. Like, it's not going to happen, is it? And I started to realise this, and this is something you'll realise as you push those boundaries and start exposing yourself to being more social. You'll realise, number one, no one actually gives a shit. So even if I do fuck up and stutter and embarrass myself, no one even cares, because the amount of times I've done it personally, and, bruv, you just crack on. No one cares. No one's sitting there thinking, laughing at you. No one laughs at you. This shit doesn't happen. Especially if you own it in a confident way and you have the ability to laugh at yourself and not take life too seriously. No, but bro, it's like nothing's going to happen. This is why I'm so confident now, to the point where I'm just walking around in the park with no top on. I can speak to everybody. I don't really give a shit. I'll be on a date with a girl and we're walking down the street, and for example, like, this is one time we're walking past like a Starbucks or something, some coffee shop. I don't really like coffee, but we're walking past the Starbucks just on the outside of it, on the pavement, walking down the street, right? The girl was linking my arm, the girl that I was with, and we looked into the Starbucks just out of curiosity, and there was like the staff member in there, and she was kind of like just watching, like looking at me basically, like that, as I was walking past. So we both made eye contact, me and the staff member in the shop, and as we was walking past, I just went like this, hi, like waved at her, right? And the girl next to me, she was like, oh god, like, you're one of those kind of guys, like, do you say hello to people? And I was like, cause she's a quite shy girl, the girl that I was with, she's quite shy. She doesn't really want attention on that, and I kind of knew that, and sometimes I do it to wind her up, but the point is, I am that kind of guy now that can just walk down the street with utter confidence and just say hello to everybody. I don't mind having attention on me, as you can probably tell. I'm just standing here on camera in front of you boys with no fucking top on. Bit gay, but anyway, you get the point, right? I don't mind having attention on me, and that used to be a very big thing for shy Luke back in the day. Was like, oh, don't look at me, I don't want attention on me. Like, oh, anxiety. Started spazzing out, but now I'm the guy that just walks down. I don't really, genuinely, because I understand that people don't care. People don't really give a shit about me in that way, to the point where they're going to be thinking about me all day, and it's going to really affect my ego. No one gives a shit, so I understand that. But I don't care what anyone else thinks either, because so fucking what? If you don't know who I am, if you don't know me, why would I really value your opinion of me? Why would I care about the thoughts that you have about me? Because you don't know me in my entirety. You only know what I choose to show you. And it's the same with you. It's the same with the guys that come in my comments and hate on me and insult me. You don't know who I am, and if you did, you'd probably like me. That's the mindset I've got. So it genuinely just doesn't affect me anymore. I just do whatever I feel like doing. If I want to say hello to that person that's making eye contact, I'm just gonna fucking do it. I don't care. What's the worst that could happen? She just ignores me, which just happened to me. Just don't give a shit. At least I tried. At least I acted in the way that I feel proud of. At least I acted in my best way. I didn't just walk around like a pussy with my head down. I said hello to them. Good morning, mate. You all right? And they just walk on like NPCs, like bots. Like they just didn't hear me. People are like that, but I understand that it's nothing to do with me. It's nothing personal. You have to put yourself in other people's shoes a lot of the time and stop thinking about yourself. When you do this, that will give you unlimited confidence, because you'll realise 99% of the people you walk past are fucking terrified. They're shy, they're socially awkward, they're insecure. Most people are not as mentally strong and resilient as you are. Most people don't meditate every single morning. Most people don't watch videos like this 11 minutes in with no skipping around, with a really good attention span. No edits, no dopamine. You're just listening to me talk. We're basically having a conversation, but I just don't let you speak. That's basically what's going on here, isn't it? And you can stay present completely through the whole thing. Most people can't fucking do that. Most people have TikTok, and their attention span is fucked. You are above 99% of human beings on this earth, and you care what they think about you. So yeah, I complimented the girl. I said, oh, by the way, you got really pretty eyes. Something along those lines, right? Oh, thank you, haha. And I felt really proud afterwards. And I started to just do this more often, naturally, and I went into this mindset of just chatting shit. And that's what I want you to take from this video, is tell yourself when you feel anxious to be social, or I don't really know what to say, I want to start speaking to people, I don't know what to... Just chat shit. And I learned this from a mate of mine. Shout out to him. He knows who he is if I explain this well enough. We go on night out sometimes, and this guy will just talk to everybody. And he did it in the gym, and that's how we met, actually. He just speaks to everyone. He doesn't give a shit. No filter, no discrimination, just talks to everybody. It almost seems like this guy's got no anxiety. He's literally the walking epitome of confidence. Hi, you're right. Like, he just waves at random. I was like, do you know that guy? I was like, no. I love it though. It's like, it's such an admirable trait when I look at this guy and I think, you know what? I like that, because I do the same thing to a milder degree. He just does it to everybody, literally everyone. I kind of like, yeah, every now and then I might do it if they're making eye contact. But I learned that from him. You know what? Just initiate, just lead, have fun with it, and just chat shit. Stay present in the moment, so you're not overthinking things. Enjoy it, have a laugh about it. Even if you embarrass yourself, turn it into a fucking joke. Life isn't that serious. Start laughing at yourself, start just enjoying things. If I fuck up on the camera, if I stutter, if something embarrassing happens, I never end the fucking video, I just keep going. One take, bruv, freestyling this shit. If I fuck up, if I stutter, if a slip over, something embarrassing happens, I do not care. Because I have the ability to just laugh at myself, and I don't take life too seriously. I'll watch it back on the camera and think, oh, fucking, what a dickhead. Like, I'll laugh at myself, right? It's very important you do the same, especially in social situations. See what I mean? It doesn't matter. Are you judging me because I stuttered there? No, you don't give a fuck. You're not going to go to bed and think, haha, Luke stuttered. No one cares about you. No one cares about me. So just enjoy it. Have fun with it. Walk down the street and just chat shit. Me and him will be on night outs after a fucking wild session, right? Of a club session. We'll be walking down the street, going to like the shitty takeaways that are open at 4 in the morning. You know, them dirty pizza places or something. We're walking down the street and we'll just chat shit. We'll make this a habit. We'll walk down the street, I'll be like, nice glasses, can I try them on or something? Or we'll be walking past people eating McDonald's because it's like 4 in the morning on a Saturday night. It's the only place that's open. Oh, can I have a chip, please? And like, just bullshit. Don't think about it. It doesn't matter. If you own it with confidence, if you genuinely walk through the world with just utter fucking confidence, yeah, your shoulders are back, your chest out, maybe you're showing off the gains as well. Your head's up, you're making eye contact, you're smiling at people, you seem like you're loving life, you're a positive energy source. You just own it like that with utter sheer confidence. I can say anything and pull it off. I can say literally anything and pull it off. Me and my mate had this thing, and again, same guy that I'm talking about before, the guy that says hello to everybody. He had this thing where he used to say, I think it was back in primary school or some shit, he used to say, wolf mode activate. In this voice as well. He literally used to go, wolf mode activate, like charge up, and like when he was like fighting kids or something, he used to go, wolf mode activate, and just run at them. Something like that, right? It was like weird shit the primary school kids do. And we were talking about it and just laughing about it on the tram this one time. And we said, you know what, I reckon we could actually genuinely put that in a conversation with a girl and still pull it off and still get a number. I genuinely think we could do that. And it proves that it works. It proves that confidence is the only thing you fucking need. He went into a conversation with a random girl and just said, wolf mode activate, and ended up getting a number. Obviously, he started talking more and socialising afterwards. But no one gives a shit. Half people aren't even paying attention to what you're saying anyway because they're thinking about themselves. And when you realise that, you realise, oh, it just takes such a weight off of your chest because no one gives a shit. I can't reiterate that enough. Look at people. Do they genuinely care about you? Are people even looking at you? People look at me because I'm a fucking G, but even then, they don't give a shit. They're not thinking, oh, that guy stuttered. Like, no, if you are owning it with confidence, I don't care. I see young men in the gym looking at me, and I can see they're kind of looking at me with this kind of, I guess, idolizing view. Like the young lads, like 17 years old, and looking at me, and I'm, you know, taking up the room. I'm confident, I'm charismatic, and I'm not saying this to toot my own horn. I'm aware of myself and how I act, right? And also because I've never used to being this person, I can kind of just understand how much I've grown. So I walk in the room, I'm talking to everyone, I'm social, my body language is open, I'm having a laugh, like, yeah, good positive energy source, I'm flirting with some girls. And I can see young men in the corner of my eye, maybe in the mirror or something, because it's the gym, right? I see them looking at me with like awe, as almost as if I wish I could be that guy, right? And I'm thinking, this guy's watching me right now, and even if I stuttered, even if I got rejected by a girl, even if I did something to embarrass myself, if I just owned that with fucking confidence, he's gonna think, what a fucking G. Like, he got rejected and he still just laughed it off. He just walked off with confidence. He just owned it. If you do that, no one can take anything away from you. No one's going to say, oh, you got rejected. So, do I look like I'm crying about it? I just cracked on like a gentleman. I'm doing dumbbell curls now, mate. Does it look like I care? Like, you have to just own your life and who you are with confidence, and don't let anyone else define who you are. Walk through the world, just chat fucking shit. Nice glasses, nice hair. Like, oh, bro, your hair's cool. I remember this time, I am chatting shit now. I remember this time I was in Sheffield. Shout out to Screenship. He's a good friend of mine and a YouTuber. You guys might see him in the comments of this video, maybe, if he's watched this far along. Screenship. So I went to Sheffield to go and see him. We spent the day together, did a workout, went for, you know, some food and stuff. And it was a really nice day. We got some content together. Now, we went on a night out in Sheffield as well, and I got some girls' numbers. I was already kind of, you know, warmed up socially at this point. Just spitting game. Like, it was so easy. But at the end of the night, we went into this fish and chip shop, and those two went to order the chips. I was just sat on the bench on the side, and then this lad and then these girls walked in, and this guy came up to me and he was like, I forgot what he said now, but he was chatting shit about like how he didn't get a girl's number or something, or he got rejected or some shit like that, or how he's a virgin. He was talking about how I'm 22, bro, and I'm a virgin. He was drunk and he was, you know, just having a laugh with me about it. But I was like, bro, and he asked me, are you a virgin? Or, you know, I bet you get girls. He said something like that because, you know, you got the blue eyes and look at the jawline, and he's a white guy, he's got blue eyes. And I was like, nah, bro, I'm 25-year-old virgin. And I was joking along with him, like, nah, I've never touched a girl before. And he's like, don't bullshit me, bro, you know, you get girls, I can tell. And then his girl mates walked in. And he said to his girl mates, don't you find this guy attractive? And I basically cut him off, and I was like, oh, by the way, you've got really beautiful eyes. I just started chatting shit to the girl. Like, I don't even think about it. I don't think, oh my God, should I say this? I just speak. Not in an insulting way or an offensive way. Obviously, hold your tongue if you're about to say something stupid or offensive. Be self-aware, be socially aware. But for the most part, just say the first thing that comes to your mind with presence and enjoy the situation. I just walked up to the girl, random girl I've never met before, grabbed her by the chin like that. I was like, you got very beautiful eyes, haven't you? And this guy was like, and he was like, no, stop trying to rizz her up, stop trying to rizz her up. Like, joke, we're all having a laugh about it, but it was funny. And because I was literally moments ago just saying, I'm a 25-year-old virgin, I've never talked to a woman before. I just started rizzing up his mate in front of him. But I think the main basis of it is just fucking enjoy life, stop taking it too seriously, chat shit. And yeah, practice. Get out there, start complimenting people. Get out there, start just speaking stuff. Just saying words. Stop walking around with your mouth glued shut, right? Just say things. Even now, bro, what a beautiful fucking day. Like, it doesn't matter. It has no relevance. But just get used to speaking and saying things. Do you understand what I'm fucking saying? Coaching's down below if you want to learn more from the man himself on a personal level. We'll jump on a call for 60 minutes and I'll save your life and we'll get over any problems as a team. Okay? Best investment you'll ever make. It was literally the best decision you'll make today if you click on that button down there in the description below. Okay? That being said, look after yourself, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.